Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Max with Buzz Talks here, and I'm back with a Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 4 reaction and review. And this episode was phenomenal. It had a lot of surprise elements and focused on two key factors, a lot more than I originally anticipated. Focusing heavily on Cersei's plan on how to defeat Daenerys, as well as the underlying Targaryen plot on who is the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, Daenerys or Jon Snow. And while this episode was so well shot and had a lot of very emotional and cinematic moments, I loved how we got to start off the episode in celebration and get to spend a lot of fun times with our favorite characters. But that leads to the first key concept of this episode, and that is who is the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. We see Jon give an amazing speech sending off the dead who fought hard against the White Walker threat.
They were the shields that guarded the realms of men.
And then when everyone celebrates in their victory, everyone celebrates Jon. Everyone gravitates to Jon. And Daenerys sits alone. And this is where she's starting to notice that she's out of her depths in Westeros. People don't look at her the way that they look at Jon in Westeros. Daenerys only gets that support in Essos. And here we realize that Daenerys is trying to fight an uphill battle. She will never be able to gain the support of anyone in the Seven Kingdoms because Jon is there. He earned the support of the Night's Watch and became Lord Commander. He earned the support of the Wildlings. He earned the support of the North. And now he's earning the support of the people. And at this point, he's known only as a Snow, not as a Targaryen. And we see how desperate Daenerys gets, because she knows if the secret of Jon being a Targaryen gets out, then she has no chance at all in ruling the Seven Kingdoms. Because no matter what she does, the people will always support Jon. And no matter how many times Jon promises to always support her as his queen, that won't always work. Because the people will always gravitate to Jon Snow and his leadership. But then we start to see the plot unfold that I always wanted. Jon tells his family about his secret. But then Sansa ends up telling Tyrion because of the relationship that they built in the past. Sansa trusts Tyrion. And she still does not support Daenerys because she feels like she can snap at any moment. And Sansa has proven that she's an excellent judge of character. She's the only person who never trusted Cersei. And now she's the person who feels a very particular way about Daenerys. And it looks like Daenerys is going to prove her right next episode. And the truth is that Tyrion sometimes does fear Daenerys, because she can be rash and unpredictable. And he's had to give her the same advice over and over again.
I will crucify the masters. I will set their fleets afire, kill every last one of their soldiers, and return their cities to the dirt. That is my plan. You don't approve.
You once told me you knew what your father was.
Daenerys doing this has been foreshadowed a lot in the past. And many people have given her advice, even the heir to the Iron Throne. And this shows the difference between their leadership styles, and this feeds into the debate between Tyrion and Varys. And we can see that Varys is a huge candidate for Jon Snow now that he knows he's a legitimate Targaryen. And he fits exactly what Varys wants in a king.
What is it you want exactly?
Peace. Prosperity. A land where the powerful do not prey on the powerless. And perhaps we've grown so used to horror, we assume there's no other way. The Seven Kingdoms need someone stronger than Tommen, but gentler than Stannis. A monarch who can intimidate the High Lords and inspire the people. A ruler loved by millions with a powerful army and the right family name.
So our characters are now in a bind, because politically they cannot wed Jon and Daenerys together. Because Daenerys doesn't want to give up her claim to the throne. That's why she begged Jon to step down and to keep his lineage a secret. And Jon would just end up bending to her will. So now we're faced in a situation where the person who's the best fit for the throne doesn't want to be king. But that's one of the key reasons why he is the best option to be king. And that feeds into the main difference between Daenerys and Jon. From the beginning, Daenerys has sought power. She seeks to conquer with fire and blood to get her throne of the Seven Kingdoms. That's always been her mission. Jon went on a journey of perspective. He always learned from other people, understood their point of view, and brought people together. He never fought to lead anything every single time he was elected. He was elected to be Lord Commander, King of the North, and now soon to be the King of the Seven Kingdoms. And that is a true icon who resembles exactly what Tyrion and Daenerys want to do, to break the wheel. To break the rich crushing over the poor. Jon is a bastard who was humbled, who came into power and was chosen to be king. And this plot is going to be pushed further and further because Varys did give Daenerys an ultimatum. He gave her a plea not to burn King's Landing to the ground. But Daenerys believes that her purpose is to eliminate tyrants. and she will do anything necessary, even become a tyrant herself, to fulfill her goal. And I think that's the last thing Varys had to hear. Daenerys is now beaten and broken because Missandei is dead, and Cersei has set up Daenerys exactly where she wants her. And the spider is going to be in the corner conspiring to sit Jon Snow on the throne. He can reach out to Sansa. He can conspire to get the Golden Company to fight on Jon Snow's behalf. And he warns Tyrion that he will be doing what he thinks is necessary. So now these two friends are now at ends with each other, and Tyrion has to decide who he wants to support. Because next episode is going to change everything. Because Cersei has outmaneuvered Daenerys at every single turn, to the point where Daenerys has lost the bulk of her armies, and we see in this episode that she loses Rhaegal, and she gets attacked while she heads home to Dragonstone. And this feeds into the poetic justice that Cersei has planned for Daenerys, is to destroy everything she stood for, destroy her image, and make her do something rash. Because she knows that she can overpower Daenerys by emotion. Poetic justice for Cersei is to see Daenerys become exactly like her father. And it looks like she's going to be successful. She killed one of Daenerys' children, she killed Daenerys' best friend, she destroyed a bulk of her fleet, and now she's figuratively set the table ready for Daenerys to come. She has the civilians in the Red Keep, so when Daenerys comes to attack Cersei, it would ensure that Daenerys does burn them all. And the key point in that is that separates Daenerys from her armies. It makes her look like a villain, and it gives Cersei a very big upper hand, but it also gives potential for a new king to rise.
I have 3 large dragons. I'm going to fly them to the Red Keep.
We've discussed this.
My enemies are in the Red Keep.
You need to find a way to make her listen.
Daenerys is not her father.
And she never will be. With the right counsel.
The people who follow you know that you made something impossible happen. Maybe that helps them believe that you can make other impossible things happen. Build a world that's different from the shit one they've always known. But if you use them to melt castles and burn cities, you're not different. You're just more of the same.
But on top of that, we did see a lot of amazing character moments. So the table is set for a really big last war. Jaime has decided he needs to confront his sister Cersei, and he heads south to King's Landing. And he's pretty much the only person that could have somewhat of an impact on her at this point. Every time Cersei tells Euron that she's pregnant with his child, it kills her, because Cersei is still in love with Jaime. And Jaime's the only one who can set things right. But I believe in a situation where he can't, he may have to be the Valonqar. Jaime and Cersei have shared a womb together, they've been in love, and I think they will leave the world together. As maybe the two potential Mad Queens, Daenerys and Cersei, lay waste to King's Landing. But also Arya and the Hound are going on a road trip to King's Landing as well, going on their own missions. Arya may be going after Cersei, the Hound may be going after his brother, the Mountain. But I think these characters will realize that their missions aren't as important as it is being together. These characters have developed a very strong relationship, and every episode it's been getting stronger and stronger. So I'm interested to see what happens with their character arcs.
You think you're on your own?
But finally, we said goodbye to some characters. We know that Tormund now is going back north, where the free folk belong, and he's bringing Ghost with him. And I think it was really bittersweet. Jon's dog Ghost is going where he belongs, where he wants to be. But Jon has to make the sacrifice to go south. And I think that's a part of Jon's tragedy as a character. He never gets what he wants out of life because he lives to serve other people. And we also see a send-off with him and Sam, and we find out that Sam is having a baby with Gilly. So even though we lost a lot of characters, we also got a lot of great send-offs as well. But all in all, this episode was surprising. Nobody knew what was coming because they didn't advertise any of this in trailers. It was shocking. I thought the character interactions were strong. Except for Bronn, that was pretty stupid. But we've been with these characters for so long, and we've seen so many of them been brought down to ground zero. And this episode did an amazing job at getting us very invested in the upcoming episode, because a lot is on the line. And we'll see that all unfold next episode. But that's my opinion on episode 4. Please let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Tell me something, Varys. Who do you truly serve?
The realm, my lord. Someone must.